Hi traders, welcome to this demonstration of the FX AlgoTrader Generic Currency Index Analyzer. What we have here is a tool which can be used in conjunction with any Windows application. It's not tied to a trading platform. It pulls all its data from in real time from the internet, and you can therefore use this on top of anything you're working with. So Outlook, Word, any form of Windows-based application you're currently working with. So it's a great way to keep an eye on the market, the foreign exchange market, without having to have a trading platform loaded, and it will also send you or inform you when certain currency pairs meet your defined filter criteria. So without further ado, let's just log into the system so you can see how it works. So I'm just going to log in. Once you log in, the main index analyzer screen comes up, and you have effectively a matrix or a table here where you can see the currencies: dollar, euro, sterling, Swiss franc, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, and you can see the time frames on the left hand side down here going from hourly, 4 hourly, daily, weekly and monthly, and we can see the corresponding index. These indexes are calculated using the LFX or like Forex index algorithms. I can publish the formulas on the website, but they are commonly available on the internet if you just Google LFX index formulas. So any index data which is in red means it's negative. Anything in blue means it's positive. Anything which is white means it's pretty much unchanged. So values between -1 and +1 are given a white render. So what we're really looking for is to align ourselves on the right side of the market. So we will be looking to typically buy the strongest pairs and the strongest currency, and sell the weakest currency. So you can see here sterling is the weakest currency currently. Everything is red on all time frames, and we've got some strength on the Canadian dollar and also on the Kiwi dollar. That's just a quick snapshot overview. So if we look at the strength and weakness table, what this does is it then ranks the index data into strongest and weakest currencies over each time frame. And then once we've sorted our currency data in terms of strength and weakness, we can start to apply profiles or filters, and this is where this filter control system comes in here. So we will be looking typically to tune this to sort of represent how we trade. So for example, if you're not terribly concerned about the monthly data and you're more of a short-term trader, possibly even going down to, say, looking at daily, 4 hourly and hourly data, what I've done here is I've just broadened our filter criteria. So I've said, okay, we don't care about the monthly and the weekly, so let's include all of the currencies in there. And I'm just going to choke this down, make this a little bit more restrictive, because we're getting quite a lot of potential candidates being triggered. I'm just going to clear my alert table now. And so really what I've done here is I've said, okay, I'm interested in the strongest two currencies on the hourly, 4 hourly and daily, i.e. these ones. These are the strongest two currencies across each time frame. And I'm also interested in the weakest two currencies. And if you get any currency pairs which fall into this criteria, they will then be displayed in this alerts table up here with a trigger time. So you can see we've been given a sell euro Aussie dollar alert here, which means that the euro is in the weakest bottom two categories, and the Aussie dollar is in the strongest two categories within the time frames that we've selected. So the active time frames here are hourly, 4 hourly, daily. The upper time frames have gone all green because we don't really care about where the actual currency falls within those. So this would indicate, if we look at a chart, let's just load up MetaTrader. You can see here the interface is always displayed on top. So let's just stick it up there. top of the window, and we'll just load a Euro-Aussie dollar chart. So the system is telling us that selling Euro-Aussie dollar is the way to go based upon the index data, and certainly from what we're seeing on this hourly chart, that would certainly tie up. The Euro-Aussie dollar seems to be correcting. Just because this system gives you an alert, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to enter the market immediately. What you could do is start to analyze the Euro-Aussie dollar, look for support and resistance levels, look for pivot levels, and then place your trade based upon those levels. So the index analysis is basically the first part of the trading setup, and it shouldn't be necessarily seen as a direct entry signal. So that is effectively a quick snapshot overview of the new generic currency index analyzer. You can use it wherever you want. So you can, if you want to use it with on top of Outlook, you can. Any application, it can work quite happily. It sits on top of the application and it remembers wherever it was put before, basically. So, for example, if we move our strength and weakness window down here and then close it, reopen it, again it remembers where it was, and so on and so forth. So a nice way to monitor the foreign exchange market at a macro level using index data to guide you towards optimum pair selection, and also divorce yourself from the reliance upon a particular trading platform and always being logged in, etc. So this is dynamically updated from the web. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. It's info@fxalgotrader.com. Thanks for watching.